This happened in the city I live in. I was just minding my own business, walking home from a late shift at work one night, about 2 a.m., when I passed by this bookstore. It was the kind of store that stayed open all night, the kind with the big comfy chairs, and the dark wood paneling, and the smell of old paper that just puts you right to sleep. I stopped by to get a couple of books for an upcoming project, and picked out 2 paperbacks from the bargain bin. As I walked up to the counter, I noticed something strange. The clerk seemed to be levitating. Not like he was actually floating above the counter, but more like he was translucent, like a soap bubble or a bowl of cotton candy. And I could see right through him. Now, at first I thought maybe it was some kind of joke, some prank he'd played on me, because I didn't have my glasses on. But then he started talking to me, and his voice sounded like it was coming from somewhere else. His mouth would move, and then I would hear his voice echo from far away, like underwater. And then he did something really weird. He started to fade away. One moment he was there, and the next he was gone. And then the next moment, he reappeared back behind the counter, as if nothing had happened. I was just standing there staring at him, and he just stared back at me awkwardly, until finally I broke the silence. "Ah, is everything okay?" I asked. And then he looked at me and said, "I don't know." Then he looked away again. "What happened to you?" I asked. "Why are you—" "I don't know," he said. "Why am I what? Why are you phasing in and out of reality?" He sighed. "Look, man, I don't have time to explain. I gotta close up shop. You see, this store, it doesn't exist during the day. It only appears at night." I blinked a few times. "What?" I looked around the store. Everything seemed normal. The shelves, the tables, the chairs, they were all solid, real. They felt like they were there all the time. I looked back at the counter. "So, does that mean this isn't real?" "It's not," he said. "This place, it's just a dream. A lot of people come here looking for answers, but they never leave. They get lost in the books, in the stories. They forget about the world outside. They forget who they are." I looked down at the books in my hands. "These aren't real either," I said. "They're just stories too." "Yeah, well, sometimes those stories can change your life," he said. "Sometimes they can save you. Sometimes they can break you." At that moment, the bell above the door chimed, and I turned to see a woman enter the store. She was tall with long flowing hair. She walked with a strange swaying motion, like she was drunk. Or maybe she was a dancer. She moved gracefully despite her obvious intoxication. She looked at me and smiled. "Are you lost?" she asked. "I'm lost," I said. "Well, then let me help you find your way," she said, and took my hand. We walked deeper into the store, past the shelves of books, past the tables and chairs, and then we came to a door. She opened the door and stepped through. "Where does this go?" I asked. "To the answer," she said. We walked down a long hallway, lit by glowing books. They floated in mid-air, and their pages seemed to turn by themselves. I reached out to touch one of them, and the moment my fingers made contact, it exploded in a shower of sparks. I pulled my hand back and stared at the book in disbelief as it slowly faded away into a pile of dust. "Don't touch the books," the woman said. "They're dangerous." "Why?" "Because they're real." We walked in silence for a while, and then she turned to me and smiled. "What's your name?" she asked. "YN," I replied. "My name is not important," she said, "but I think you should call me Magic."